Meghan Markle's surrogacy scandal has entered the mainstream media domain.
That Trevor is, and reportedly Trevor said that she couldn't give him children.
He must have been so devastated at the time with the way that he was treated, but actually he dodged a bullet. He has his dignity.
There's a big difference between privacy and secrecy. Now, royal births are supposed to be, the details have to be made public.
I mean, he's moved on. I think he has put Meghan behind him.
Because they have to reassure the United Kingdom that they meet the legal requirements to be in the line of succession.
As he's clearly moved on, I believe he has 3 children now with his new wife.
The silence is over, and the shockwaves are already hitting the gates of a certain 16-bedroom mansion in Montecito. For over a decade, Trevor Engelson was the man who knew everything but said nothing. He was the quiet ex-husband, the successful Hollywood producer who walked away from a marriage that didn't end with a conversation or a goodbye. It ended with a package in the mail. A registered FedEx envelope. No phone call. No meeting. Just her rings sent back to him like a canceled order. For 10 years, he kept his head down. He built a new production company. He started a new family. He stayed completely silent while his former wife became one of the most famous women on earth. But this is 2026, and Trevor is done being quiet. And by all accounts, he isn't just talking. He's bringing proof. This isn't old Hollywood gossip. This is a real-time collapse of a very carefully built image. Word is getting out that Trevor hasn't just spoken to someone behind closed doors. He's reportedly getting ready to release information so damaging that no PR team on earth can stop it.
In LA, when she was moving to London to be with Harry, and a friend found an old diary that had some lists in it and some achievements, and that friend allegedly called Trevor and said, look, guess what I found? What should I do with this? I know a tabloid would love it. And Trevor, who'd been ignored by Meghan for years at this point, completely ghosted, somehow says, bring it to me, let me have it, gets his hands on it, messages Meghan and says, I have this. And all of a sudden she's willing to communicate with him.
The moment he decided to speak, the mood inside Meghan's California estate reportedly shifted overnight, from calm and controlled to full panic. The image she spent years building, through Netflix deals, magazine covers, and high-profile interviews, is starting to fall apart. And the scariest part for Meghan? This isn't coming from a tabloid. It's coming from the one man who knew exactly who she was before any of this started. To understand why Trevor speaking up in 2026 is so dangerous, you have to go back to how their marriage actually ended. In 2013, Trevor didn't see it coming. He had supported Meghan through the hard years. He used his contacts to help her get roles. He helped her survive an industry that chews people up. But the moment Suits took off and she got her first taste of real fame, everything changed. He was in Los Angeles. She was filming in Toronto. And one day a FedEx package showed up at his door. Inside weren't legal papers. It was her wedding ring and engagement ring. No final conversation, no phone call. Just a registered envelope treating years of marriage like a subscription he forgot to cancel.
And really clear this up outside of Meghan herself is Trevor Engelson, who until this point has kept a total dignified silence, despite the fact that Meghan treated him so appallingly, even sending back their engagement ring via the post.
That was the moment Trevor saw who she had become. And for 10 years, he sat with that, watching from a distance as she rewrote her own story to fit a royal fairy tale. People always wondered why Trevor never sold his story. The answer is simple: he didn't need to. He was doing well. He had a new wife, 3 kids, and a thriving career. But sources say that watching his own history get erased, seeing his role in her rise completely wiped from the record, was the final straw. He isn't chasing fame. He just wants the truth told. And the moment word got out that he was speaking, Meghan reportedly went into a tailspin. She had assumed he would never talk. She was wrong, but the way their marriage ended was just the beginning of a much bigger story. For years, a very specific rumor has circulated in private circles. Meghan has always denied it publicly. She told Oprah she barely knew who Prince Harry was before their first date. She made it sound like a chance meeting between 2 people who happened to fall in love. But people who were close to her during the Trevor years tell a very different story. Friends of her ex-husband have quietly talked about a vision board. Not one with general life goals on it. One with a very specific target pinned to the center. Prince Harry. The idea that their love story was accidental makes for a great script.
It was planned from the beginning. She denied being interested in the royal family, which she totally was. I know someone who knows the ex-husband who said she had a vision board with Prince Harry on it.
But the stories coming out in 2026 suggest it was closer to a strategy. She reportedly studied Harry carefully, his emotional triggers, his vulnerabilities, his deep need for a family. She saw the most eligible bachelor on the planet and reportedly saw not a person, but an opportunity. There was just one massive miscalculation. She reportedly assumed that a British prince came with a bottomless bank account. When she discovered that Harry's money was largely tied to royal trusts and controlled by the institution, the dream hit a wall. This is why in 2026, the Duchess is selling luxury jams and dog biscuits. It isn't a hobby, it's a financial necessity. She thought she was getting the ultimate prize. What she got instead was a title and a budget. That was never part of the plan. When news of Trevor's alleged memoir deal started leaking in late 2025, the response inside the Montecito estate was not calm or measured. Former staffers say Meghan didn't just get upset, she reportedly fell apart. That is how someone acts when they know the receipts are real. Now we get to the most explosive part of this whole story, something that has been whispered about online for years but has never made it into mainstream coverage. There are serious questions around a medical procedure Trevor allegedly had during their marriage, one that would directly affect their ability to have children together. If those reports are accurate, they cast a massive shadow over the official story surrounding Archie and Lilibet's births.
And reportedly, Trevor said that she couldn't give him children.
People think her kids are fake. They think they're AI. They think they're borrowed kids, like all these sorts of things.
So all of the pictures, my point is, out there were inconsistent with the idea of a real pregnancy. And I thought, what is she not contextually aware? She's trying to hide something. This is really sloppy pool.
Surrogacy theories and questions about staged pregnancy appearances have circulated for years. But Trevor Engelson is one of the only people on Earth who would actually know the biological truth from that period. If he has medical records or documentation that contradicts what has been publicly claimed, the damage wouldn't just be to her reputation. It would raise questions about the royal line of succession. The palace has reportedly stayed quiet on all of this to avoid a constitutional crisis. But with Trevor now reportedly talking, the births of the Sussex children are under more scrutiny than ever before. Sources say this is the secret Meghan fears most. Being called a social climber is survivable. Being accused of deceiving the world about something this fundamental is not.
I do believe because there are no delivery certificates, and I heard stories early on around the time Archie was allegedly in utero and being born. I heard stories that royal staffers were not allowed to see or touch her abdomen. What really got me was the idea that a royal physician was not allowed to examine her womb. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but if I were pregnant with a royal child, you would want that child in the best care of the best medical practitioners that money could buy.
And while all of this is happening, her business is also falling apart. By mid-2025, American Riviera Orchard, the brand that was supposed to be her big American comeback, had already hit serious trouble. The soft launch was widely mocked. The focus on expensive jam felt tone-deaf. Trademark applications were rejected. So in early 2026, the brand was relaunched under a new name. As ever, Meghan said the name meant things as they have always been. Critics saw it as a desperate attempt to move away from a failed launch, but the new name immediately ran into its own problems. Officials from a small Spanish town called Vélez, Málaga, pointed out that Meghan's new logo looked almost identical to their town's historic coat of arms. Both showed a palm tree with two birds on either side. The town's mayor went public with his concerns. Legal teams reportedly began looking into it. The brand that was supposed to make her the next Gwyneth Paltrow or Martha Stewart was now being accused of stealing its identity from a small Spanish town. To Meghan, none of this is her fault. In her mind, it's all sabotage. Which brings us to the most recent royal moment that pushed her over the edge. In April 2026, King Charles made an official visit to the United States. For weeks, people wondered if this would finally be the moment for a reconciliation. Harry reportedly sent his father a handwritten letter. He asked to meet. He wanted to bring the children. The palace's response was essentially nothing. No meeting was scheduled. The visit was official business only. Meghan reportedly saw this as a deliberate attack. She has told people close to her that she believes the timing of Trevor's memoir leak and the king's refusal to meet are connected. That the palace is using her ex-husband as a weapon to destroy her brand relaunch. That the firm is coordinating against her from across the ocean. It's the same victim narrative she has leaned on for years. But in 2026, people are starting to ask the obvious question. Why would a busy king care about a jam brand in California? The truth is, the royal family moved on a long time ago. Meghan hasn't. And while she's still fighting a war with London, she's quietly losing the one person who gave up everything to be by her side. Because Harry's reaction to all of this has been very different from Meghan's. People close to the estate describe him as exhausted, embarrassed by the constant drama. Reports of the couple living increasingly separate lives have moved from rumor to established pattern. They show up to events alone. They pursue separate projects. They are functioning more like co-parents than a power couple. Insiders say Harry is spending more time focused on the Invictus Games and slowly returning to things that actually matter to him. He has reportedly told Meghan to stop blaming his father for the Trevor situation. That alone says everything. Even his patience has run out. The man who gave up his family, his military titles, and his country is quietly coming to terms with what that actually cost him. The emotional distance between them is no longer something either of them can hide. Even their most loyal supporters are noticing it. The divorce rumors floating around in 2026 are no longer just tabloid noise. They are starting to look like the logical conclusion to a marriage built on a story that is now being taken apart piece by piece. And the single biggest mistake Meghan ever made was assuming Trevor would never come back. When they divorced in 2013, she didn't bother to secure his silence. She was a cable TV actress, not a duchess. So there is no NDA, no legal agreement keeping him quiet. And in 2026, that is a massive problem. Reports say he has been offered a multi-million-dollar deal for a full memoir. And unlike the unauthorized books that have come before, Trevor allegedly has real documentation, emails from the Toronto years, personal photos from the FedEx era, potentially medical records that could change everything. Her legal team is reportedly trying to find a way to stop it. But there is nothing they can do. Trevor spent 10 years saying nothing. That silence gave him something Meghan doesn't have right now: credibility. As one widely shared post put it in 2026, he was married to her for years and never said a word. If he's talking now, it's because the truth is too big to keep. And if that memoir comes out, the title of Duchess becomes nothing more than a relic of a past she tried to rewrite. The Toronto years are where the whole story really begins. Those who knew the couple back then describe a very different Meghan. She was a working actress trying to survive. Trevor was her biggest supporter, the man who believed in her before anyone else did. But as Suits gave her a platform, a quiet shift started happening. Old friends began disappearing, new faces arrived. Wealthy socialites, international power players, people who could open doors. Trevor never could. During the final stretch of their marriage, Meghan was reportedly spending more and more time in London, building new relationships. Trevor was left behind in Los Angeles, not just physically, emotionally too. He was the man who knew her before the transformation. That makes him the most important witness in this entire story, because he doesn't just have rumors. He has the full timeline of how a plan became a reality. And while the Trevor situation heats up, something else is quietly happening. The celebrity allies are gone. In the early California years, Meghan and Harry had serious people in their corner: Oprah, Serena Williams, the Clooneys, names that carried real weight. By 2026, that support has virtually disappeared. When As Ever launched, none of those people showed up. No public endorsements, no social media support, no celebrity unboxing videos, nothing. Insiders say Hollywood's elite is tired. Tired of the constant drama. Tired of a couple that seems to always be at war with someone. The Sussex brand has gone from a hot Hollywood story to something people quietly distance themselves from. The A-list has moved on, and that isolation is now both social and financial. What is happening in 2026 is not just another news cycle. It is a fundamental shift in how the world sees Meghan Markle. The identity she built was based on being the brave outsider, the silenced woman who dared to challenge a powerful institution. But when the man who knew her first starts painting a portrait of cold calculation and deliberate deception, that identity doesn't hold. The public isn't seeing a victim anymore. They are seeing someone who built her rise on a series of moves that left real people behind. 18 staff members, a blindsided ex-husband, old friends quietly discarded when they were no longer useful. The pattern is clear now, and as more voices are said to be preparing to speak, the question isn't whether As Ever can survive. The question is how many more buried truths are about to surface. Trevor Engelson broke his silence. The world is paying attention, and for the Duchess of Sussex, the real story is only just getting started. Stay tuned, because the things they tried to keep quiet are finally getting a voice.